Hi, hi, hi. Just going to wait for everybody to step into the new ESpot location. Come on in. I'm also going live on Instagram at the same time to see how that works, just to kind of share with everyone. Make sure no one forgets we're here. And today I'm so excited. I'm going to have Jared Wofford on with me today. Actually, I'm not going to go live on Instagram because I need to text him to make sure he's ready to go. Okay, we'll see. Anyway, welcome to the ESpot. I'm so glad you guys are here with me today. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm so excited. First off, I'm going to show you a little bit about Jared's work. We're going to go ahead and see him in action. So let's go ahead and watch. This is from Crackle.
Ain't we pulling stacks down on the rack, Nick? It's just a little something extra then. Oh, shit, nigga.
I'm sorry, not Crackle. Startup.
Oh, man.
But you can see.
It's a little extra guap
Startup
out here.
on Crackle.
So, take to the strip club, throw it up, throw it up. 305. LA Sip.
I'm saying, right?
It's sad is what it is. Needing all this to feel hard. Needing to be out here with these just looking up to you. You got all them stacks. Needing these young girls to look at you because you got all them packs. Let me know how that feel when you sucking the dick in the plank.
Yo, better be hard inside or be a mark ass bitch out here.
What's up? Y'all get the fuck out of here.
Wow, that escalated quickly. So let's go back to me. All right, and we're back. So Jared will be on any minute. I'm just waiting for him to log in. But before he gets on, we'll go ahead and start talking a little bit about the ESpot. So the ESpot is an entertainment segment. I'm going to go live with different guests each time that work in the entertainment industry, whether you're an actor, writer, director, producer, camera, photographer, anything. If you work in entertainment, I want to have you on my show. And I'm also going to do a special show just for small businesses as well. And I'll tell you more about that at another time, because right now I just want to make sure I focus and get everything done for Mr. Jared Wofford. And there he is. He's ready to join us. Cannot wait. Let's hear what he has to share. Hello, Jared. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Hey, how you doing, Camille?
I'm doing great. So we have to start from the very beginning. How did you get started in the film industry? What made you make that leap?
Well, so my mother, when I was younger, probably about 10, I was given some opportunities to be an actor, do some modeling as a kid, and I never took up the opportunity. So when I got in college, I had some friends that were in college at FAMU.
What college again?
Florida A&M University.
Get some HBCU love out there. Go ahead.
Yeah, the illustrious FAMU. So when I was in college, I had friends doing it, and I ran track, and I kept busy on campus, and it was just something that I decided to do once I graduated. And I started taking classes, did some stage work, and once I did stage work, I really caught the bug overall. And from there, it was like, okay, what else can I do? Can I get into film? Can I get into television? And you just go through those steps of learning and meeting other people, getting knowledge where you can, and always did it, no matter what kind of job I had or what was going on. I always enjoyed it.
Oh, that's awesome. So I must also ask, with everything going on, how are you staying creative? Like, what are you doing right now to stay motivated and just stay, I guess, in the moment and not
Mhm.
get too concerned with what's going on in the future?
Yeah, so every week I'm doing a combination of things. Reaching out to filmmakers that I want to work with, learning new monologues, still submitting myself for audition opportunities through websites like Actors Access, casting
Mhm.
networks, and I also write. So I have a sitcom that I'm writing and polishing up with my friend Derek.
And you're looking for an actress?
Sure, yeah, yeah, definitely. You know,
Always got
we'll
to shamelessly plug.
we'll make something happen, right?
And
Um,
inshallah, when this is all over with.
Yes, yes. So yeah, and then just taking care of other, things outside of the industry. Just,
Mhm.
looking at clothes that I don't need, getting rid of things and just freeing myself up to have time, once everything goes back to normal. I just
Mhm.
want to be free creatively, but also have all the other personal things that we sometimes, maybe put behind because we're so busy. So yeah.
And I think it's good to hear from actors what they do during these times, because we have a lot of these times where we're not working and don't know when the next job is going to come around, so to speak. So it's nice to hear what you're doing to stay motivated and knowing that this is a great time to just work on your craft. Just
Yeah.
because you can't physically go to classes anymore, it doesn't mean you can't still have virtual classes. Are there anyone that you follow, or are you planning to do any classes you would
Yeah,
like to share
actually,
to let people know?
Actors, there's a website called Actors Connection, and so they have
Mhm.
a list of classes throughout the month. I plan on hopping on some of those, and those are free virtual webinars. And they have casting directors, agents, managers, and various topics. So I can send you
Yeah.
a list of that too if you want.
Say that. Oh, yeah, that would be
I can
great
send
if
you the
you could,
list.
like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, that would be great. Because then I'll definitely try to make sure I follow, but for everyone watching, because they may not be watching now, but when they see the replay later, they'll be able to
right.
see it as well. And I'd love to share anything that we can all help each other in this industry while we all
Yes,
have this free time. But
yeah, that's
probably not,
important.
it's not collectively that we all have free time at the same time.
Yeah,
So it's nice to find out what other things people are doing to stay busy.
yeah.
Now, when you started in acting, did you already have like a goal you wanted to pursue? Do you feel like you've done things that you've wanted to do yet, or are you still what's like your end game or goal for yourself?
Well, I think my goals are always evolving, but when I started, I did have a goal. I wanted to act and I wanted to travel like the other places that I had never been and be paid
And
to
where are you
act.
from originally?
I'm originally from Illinois, so from a
Okay.
city called Naperville, Illinois, so it's west of Chicago.
I've been to Springfield, Illinois. I don't know how far
Yeah.
that is from each other,
My
but
my mom and dad grew up and met and married in Springfield, so
okay.
I'm very familiar with Springfield.
Oh, okay. Same.
Yeah.
Air Force brat, so I was only there very short
Oh,
time.
okay.
Yeah, I
Cool.
remember. That's
Cool.
neat. Okay.
Yeah. So, but now goal wise, I definitely want to continue to work in the TV series realm. One of
Mhm.
my goals is just to be a series regular on a dramatic show and then eventually a comedic show as well. And then I like to do, I probably say I like to do at least like two movies a year, whether it's in like a strong supporting role or a lead role. So, yeah.
Now, you've done some really great projects already and worked with some amazing directors as well as actors. Have you got any tips you can share from working with them? Anything you learned from some of your previous jobs you'd like to share?
Oh, yeah. I think, confidence in yourself is key. and and with that confidence just enjoy the process, enjoy every experience and treat it as a learning, opportunity. But when it comes to working on sets where the budgets are in the millions of dollars and you're probably working with people that have been in the industry 10, 15, 20 years, maybe longer than you have, preparation is key. Don't be afraid to ask those questions, even if you're starting out and you're on an independent project. Ask those questions that are going to help you learn more about your character or help you, ensure that you're prepared to, be a great, team player. Because as you know, film, television, commercials, modeling, like it's all a collaboration, right? So whatever you can do, I feel like to be prepared before you get on set, and then the day before, and then the day of, always keep your mind open to doing that. And I think you'll continue to have a great journey.
I agree. That's great information. Always keep learning and getting information from the people around you. I love that.
Yeah.
So I have to ask this question as well. Has there ever been anything embarrassing that's happened on set, or that maybe you forgot a line or got starstruck? Any fun things that have happened like that? I mean, fun for us, not so much for you.
Not, I wouldn't say too embarrassing. I definitely have forgotten lines before,
Yeah.
definitely. But I think if you forget a line, most of the time it's like, you don't apologize. You just say, okay, sorry, let me go back. Let's go back into it, and you just try to keep things rolling because that happens. It happens all the time. But I don't think I have
It's a
anything.
lot less stressful now that everything's digital. Because when it was film, that was a 30. I think my dad broke it down to, depending on the budget, every second of film was about $30,000.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you put in the idea that every time you're messing up, you're causing production $30,000.
Right.
You start realizing, I need to hit my mark on time. I need to remember my lines.
Exactly.
It's a lot of pressure that people don't realize with acting. And I think one thing that was really surprising for me, even though I kind of went from working behind the scenes first, was just realizing how much pressure that is once you're in front of the camera. Like, it seems so much more glamorous and easy from the outside until you're on that, and you have to make sure you hit that mark, but don't look for the mark or anticipate something happen, right? Knowing it's going to happen, and still it's a lot that people don't always know goes into playing those roles. And I love when people share that it happens, just move on.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Like you said, hitting your marks. And then one thing that I think sometimes we may forget is, like, if we're coming on to a show, for example, and we're like the guest or we're the co-star, we're not the lead, right? So sometimes when you're in those positions, it's a great opportunity, but the camera's like, it's going to be on you first, right? So you're going to have to go first, get your dialogue out along with the co-star that you're working with, but then they'll flip it around for the other person, and they might have a little bit more time than you. So when you're going first, you got to be on point to, respect the whole crew and the timing of things, but then also to give your co-star some time as well. So yeah, it's an interesting process.
It's a fun dance. So if you have a good partner anyway. Have you ever had an audition with a partner who was just like, you're like, oh my gosh, you're killing me. We could have done so great. I was rooting for you.
No. Not like in the real setting for like a real show, real movie. Maybe in class, over the years, you have some people in class that maybe aren't as prepared, or they're just having an off day. But I can say, man, most of my professional projects, I really haven't had any major problems. There was one time, actually, I was doing a print shoot. Yeah, one time I was doing a print shoot in Florida, and like there was like 6 of us, I think, and we were like stages couples for this like resort in this county called St. Johns County, and there was just one guy. He was just not having fun like the rest of us were, like in between the shots. And so I think between us having fun and just having a good time, but still being professional, and then something else that one of the crew members said, he just walked out. Yeah, he just like walked out and quit on the job. So I don't know what that was about, but it's a fun industry. Like I don't see how people just walk out, and I haven't had.
That's a first.
Yeah, I haven't had any bad experiences or weird experiences outside of that.
I haven't had anything like that. I mean, I remember working. Sometimes extras like, okay, this is not what I thought it was going to be, and leave or something. But not me. I always stay. I stuck it out. But there was an audition not that long ago that I was very upset about. Like, I ended up blocking dude from all my contacts. I was that mad. I was hot because we drove 4 hours for this audition. It was a callback, and I won't name what it's for. But needless to say, it was a beautiful resort. I don't know what it is about these resorts, but it was a beautiful resort. It was a union commercial now.
Oh.
And they like constantly play this commercial here. So I was just like, oh, I could put my kid through college on this job, right?
Right.
I am so excited about it. We get there. We're supposed to stage couples again. And we've played couples several times. Oh, I shouldn't have given that away in case you see. No, we've never played couples before. Well, anyway, we get there and we're supposed to talk about what it's like to be at this resort, different things we would love to see. And homie starts talking about mermaids and unicorns being at the resort.
Okay.
I mean, they had a horse farm, but I was
Yeah.
like,
All right.
well, there goes that. Thanks for
Sounds like
playing along.
sounds like he was in a deep character right there.
Yeah, I was like, no more alcohol for you. Because we had wine glasses part of the anyway. Needless to
Yeah.
say, I was like, well, didn't get that one.
Oh man.
But that's the only time for the most. And I think he was just really stressed out from other things going on and just got really nervous because I've never seen him do this before. And he's been great because we've worked on several things since then. And he was great ever since then. But I blocked him. I was like, like total passive aggressive anger. Then
Sounds like he was
we're fine now. But at the time I was like, how could you?
Yeah.
That was my daughter's college.
Right. Man, that sounds like it's funny because when you're in the audition room, right, you have the opportunity to sometimes like crack jokes and things like that. And so it's like maybe he went a little too far with the
just a
jokes
little.
or the sarcasm.
Well, I mean, just like give me a heads up. If I knew he was going that way, I probably would have played it with him, but it just seemed out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like, we
hey,
worked together, so
I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think about that? Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
It was a lot of fun, needless to say.
Yeah.
Just didn't get the job, and if
I'm
I had
sorry
known,
you didn't book it, but you're gonna get your SAG National soon.
Oh, I'm SAG.
Yeah, but I mean,
SAG
your national commercial. Yeah.
What, claim it
with the what?
Everything.
or your international would be even better.
Oh, look, from your mouth to the universe.
Yeah.
So I would love all of it. I just like entertaining. So any job I get, I'm happy to have. It's fun.
Right.
We're going to make dreams happen, take people away from whatever stresses or real life issues they're going with. We really have the opportunity to change the world in a way because it gives people that outlet, not only to watch, but to be inspired by. Like, if you don't ever see someone pursuing a certain thing that kind of looks like you may never think you can do it, whether it's being a lawyer, a doctor, or an actor, So I know seeing Diane Carroll inspired me. Who was your inspiration?
Mine? Oh, man. I mean, definitely Sidney Poitier.
Love him.
Yeah, Robert Townsend.
Oh, you worked with him. How was it working with him? Hollywood Shuffle is one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and I was late to the game to see it. Like I didn't see it till like 2000 something.
Really?
I missed it somehow. I don't know how.
No.
My dad was like, "What?"
Yeah, my parents kept classics all around in the house. But Robert is amazing. He is thus far, he has the highest level of energy of any director that I've worked with. And he knows exactly what he wants. He knows how to like push you politely and professionally to bring something else out of you. And then he also is just awesome at running a set and giving everybody time on the set to do what they need to do in the different departments, but also keeping things on schedule. So he was amazing.
Impressive.
My whole just experience meeting him was just it was a blessing. Like,
and that was with American Soul, right? Where you got to play the Johnnie Cochran.
That's right.
Who is an icon. What was it like to play someone that's a real person as opposed to a character that you didn't have to kind of be compared to, that people know? So like, everybody knows Johnnie Cochran.
Yeah. I mean, it was an honor because everybody knows Soul Train. I grew up watching Soul Train. So I loved Soul Train. The Don Cornelius story I was familiar with, and Johnny's story I was familiar with. But of course, in preparing for that, with my first audition, my second audition, my callback, and then booking it, I learned so much more. But it was just amazing because in the episode, I was able to talk about things that are still relevant today, like police brutality. And so it was kind of a piece where I could, in a small way, do some sort of activism work and talk about things that I would talk about amongst my friends, amongst my family. And that just made it even more special. And then working with Robert Townsend and being directed by him and learning from him, and because he's one of those directors, like he may tell you something like, okay, I want you to do this, or dial it back here. But then because he's an actor, he can also like act it out, right?
All right.
So
So he's an actor's director.
yeah,
Oh, one day.
it's entertaining,
Yeah.
to work with him. It's fun, but at the same time, you're in school, you're learning.
Yeah.
And I remember when I had the callback for the show.
Mhm.
I think I came back in town. I was in LA working on a project. I came back in town, had the callback, and I didn't know that he was the director, right? So I got my suit on. I got my hair picked out a little bit. I had the afro, and I walk in there and I'm hearing this voice as other people are like auditioning for other roles, and I'm like, man, who is that? Who is that voice? Like, I know that person's voice, but I can't put a pulse on it, right? So I try to go into like these kind of warm up, stretches and breathing exercises I do sometimes, and I'm thinking I got like 10 minutes, and I don't. I got like 3 minutes, and then they're like, all right, Jared, you can come in for the
Mhm.
audition. And I walk in the room, and there's like 8 people in the room, right? So I'm not expecting there to be this many people in the room, but
Right.
then when I finally get in the room, I see Robert Townsend, and I'm like, that's
Man.
the voice, that's the voice. And then the rest of that experience was amazing. Like, he was moving fast. Like, I say at the callback, he worked me out, meaning like I did my scene. If he wanted something different, he'd be like, all right, stop, do it like this, and then
Mm.
right back into
Yeah.
it. And it was a blessing. And I literally, after that experience, I left and like I got a little teary eyed because I was so
Oh,
grateful
yeah.
that I was able to interact with such an icon, such a legend, and just have that experience of a callback that was so engaging. And I
Mhm.
mean, like, Robert will get up out of the seat and he'll like, while you're
Oh,
performing, he'll set up like the shot and he'll like get close to you and look at you and like
that
so
is so cool.
yeah,
Like, I
like,
think every actor dreams of that, having
oh
that moment with
yeah,
a director where they really try to push
hmm,
you beyond what you think you're capable of and really give a better performance than you even know you have in
yeah,
you.
yeah,
All of us have coaches and so on, but to get that opportunity with someone on that level, wow.
exactly,
And I
yeah,
also like the fact that you're saying that happened during a callback. So people who are maybe going on their first callback to not be deterred by the idea that the director is just testing to see that if you can take direction
right,
and trying all these different things with you. It doesn't mean that the way you went in naturally was bad. They're just testing things out because you got the job. So
yeah.
that's also
Or
nice for people.
they want to figure out what it is that they want. They don't know exactly what they
Right.
want, or they
And
want
they can do
they
it for you free.
yeah, they got some fresh ideas, so they're gonna try them out on you.
Yeah.
But I think, as you know, as an actor, like, anytime you can be in a room or even on a Skype, director session, and you can do it more than 2 or 3 times, like, that's what we live for, because our job as actors is to audition.
Yeah.
So we,
Yeah.
we have to
To
embrace
get that
that.
feedback too.
Yeah,
It's
get that feedback.
priceless.
But we learn from the audition. Every audition, especially if you're working like with trusted friends that are in the industry, they can give you feedback, or you're in a callback situation or you're on set. Every audition opportunity is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to pull something new, out of yourself that you can use, in the future. And sometimes you use it in life.
I would agree 100%.
Yeah.
So before I get you off, I want to make sure that we cover what you're doing to stay home, stay well, and stay healthy. Like, what's your self-care routine or daily routine that you're doing just to stay, I guess, positive and in the now?
Right. Um, well, I'm pretty much plant based, so I eat mostly plant based food.
That's going to be difficult because that's been the hardest part for me is just like fresh produce. I'm running out. I can't
Yeah.
eat canned food. What am I going to? And being able to buy that much in ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us your tricks.
Oh, my tricks. So I buy things that are canned, but then when I buy the fresh things that I really enjoy, like the blueberries, the raspberries, strawberries, even got some dragon fruit recently, mangoes. I'll cut them up once they're ripe enough, and I'll freeze them. So you can keep things, set aside like that. Right now, I'm still eating some soups because the weather is still kind of like up and down, so you can store soup. And outside of the food, I'm taking my opportunity to watch films and spend a little time in front of the TV, which is kind of a guilty pleasure. but I don't get a
Some
lot
of
of
your
the
favorite
time.
shows to watch. What
Oh,
are you
right
binging?
now, I've been watching. Well, I watched this Miles Davis documentary on Netflix, which is
Okay,
amazing.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen that yet. I'll
yeah,
have
you
to check.
gotta check it out. I love him. Learned a lot about him. I'm planning on starting that Malcolm X documentary. I watched The Resident. Um, what else have I watched? Oh, Briar Patch. I'm watching
Okay,
Briar
that's my
Patch.
favorite show, hands down this season.
Yeah,
I don't want to butcher his name, but you worked with him on Startup.
yeah, Eddie
I
Gathegi.
just showed the clip of him. How do you say his name?
Eddie Gathegi.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That show is brilliant.
Yes.
Rosario Dawson as Allegra. I mean, every character is fun to watch. It's a
Yeah.
great storyline.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's quirky. I love
yeah.
it.
I mean, it's hard for me to stay up that late to watch live, but I watch it every time. And then I watch it again the next day just to make sure I wasn't too sleepy while watching it because
Right.
it is so good. Glad I'm not
Yeah.
the only one because I love that show. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. No, so I'm watching that, and then yesterday, or no, 2 days ago, I watched The Haunting on House Hill, episode
Oh,
106,
uh-huh.
and they have some really great um like long one takes. Like one takes that are like 14 minutes long, 7 minutes long, and there's an article that one of
I
my
didn't
friends
write that
sent me.
down.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send you
Oh,
the
no
article and
Okay.
a reminder. But one of my friends, Kristen, sent it to me, and it's amazing. Like
I have
it's kind of scary. So if you're a spooky person, you might want to watch it with somebody else. But
Yeah, I'm a kind of spooky person, but my daughter likes horror films, so
there you
maybe
go.
we'll during the daytime, maybe we'll watch.
Yeah, yeah. So, outside of that, working out still. I got
Mhm.
some equipment at home. I meditate most days. Some days I don't do it every day, but I meditate most days, and then I get my sleep. I
Yeah,
like to get my sleep when I can. So
we need our beauty sleep, right? We get
yeah,
paid for our faces.
yeah,
Well, kind of.
and it
Talent pulls you apart.
clears your mind too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, I am so grateful for you coming on. Please make sure you tell everyone where they can follow you at, how they can keep up with you, where you want them to like if email, call, whatever you're comfortable with to share,
Okay.
please, so they know.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me too. Again, I'm Jared Wofford. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Jared Jared, and then Wofford Wofford, E as in Edward, N as in Nancy, and T as in Tom.
Perfect. And for entertainment, right?
That's right, Jared
All
Wofford, ENT.
right. Well, great. It was so nice having you on. Thank you again for being a part. And I look forward to watching more. Oh, what do you have coming up? Do you have anything that's getting ready to get released or
um,
not yet?
well, I have a movie that we shot with BT and Paramount Players, but I don't really have much information on what's going on. I know it's kind of
Okay.
been in the film festival circuit.
Oh,
Just did a movie that you can watch on demand on BT Her and the BT Plus app. Is called Open. That's on demand until April 29th for free, and then I think they may charge after that. That stars Essence Atkins, Keith Robinson, Jasmine Guy, Matt Sedano, who's also in Tyler Perry's Ruthless, and then I'm filming a show in Richmond called Swagger.
oh, the basketball movie.
Yeah, the basketball series. Yeah, it's a
Oh,
series.
wow.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the audition notices for it. And I was like, I can't play it. But they were, I think it is, can you tell me a little bit about it? I remember it being, is it for female basketball players or male basketball? I forget the
Well,
storyline a little
it's
bit.
so it's kind of inspired in a way by like Kevin Durant's experiences in life,
Okay.
but
Oh, you kind of look like him now that you mentioned that.
I do. First
Maybe the
first
lighting.
time.
There's a lot of light behind you, not so
Yeah,
much front.
I
So,
don't know, but
long
it's
spectrum, not exact, but yeah. Sorry.
it's it's a story that it follows these kids that are coming of age. These kids are in like junior high, high school age, and they're
Okay.
part of AAU teams,
Okay.
and so it follows their rise as they're coming of age as teenagers, dealing with the pressures of basketball, and then also the adults in their lives that have um, their familial issues, their professional issues, and some corruption and things like that.
Hmm.
But it takes place in a nice community of folks that are out there just trying to make it and dealing with life in different ways.
And I'm sure with all of us being without sports for so long, we need more. We would
Yeah,
love to watch a basketball movie right about now.
yeah,
Something new.
yeah. I think it's gonna be great because it's it's gonna come out on Apple TV.
Okay, great.
The showrunner is Reggie Rock Bythewood, and he was a writer on Different World. He created with his wife Gina Prince Bythewood Shots Fired. So when
I
I
was
read
in
the
North
script,
Carolina. I had Johann Smiles from that on my show. He was my first. Funny enough, he was my first radio guest, and you're my first. Like, that's the connection.
Yeah, and I think Johan's, like, even though I haven't met him in person, I believe he's also one of my frat brothers. So I look forward to meeting him and working.
I don't know what frat.
Alpha Phi Alpha.
I don't remember, but I'll make sure I send this to him to let him know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see all that you're doing. You're really doing a lot, and you're a great inspiration for all of us because you're doing it outside. Mainly you live in Georgia, right?
Yes.
Yep. So it's good to know somebody from the Southeast, although you're from Chicago or Illinois originally.
Yes.
It's good to see someone working in Southeast and is really making it happen here, kind of locally, well, within driving distance from us, So it's a good inspiration.
Yeah, we're making it happen here in the Southeast and in Atlanta.
For sure. We got great talent here.
Of course. Yeah, and we have heart. We have people that really love what they're doing, and that hospitality is still here. So let's continue it, right?
Absolutely. Well, thanks again for coming on, and I look forward to everything you're doing and can't wait to watch Swagger and all your other shows that are coming out. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you, Camille. I appreciate you taking some time to talk with me.
It was my pleasure. Have a great rest of your day, and we will be in touch. Don't forget to send me all those links. You might see me commenting in the lives.
Okay, I will. I'll contact you back, and I'll send you an email with that information I was telling you about.
Oh, great. Thank you, and I'll share it with everyone else.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
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 All right, so that's it. That's the ESpot with Camille. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the things I found online that are fun to do as well. Just wanted to make sure I brought them up. I just realized this isn't the right list, but I'll just do it from memory anyway. So, of course, everybody knows about DJ Nice and his DJ parties that he's doing every night. You definitely have to check those out, but also check out Ninth Wonder. He's a North Carolina rapper who's also doing great DJ work. I mean, I can't tell you how much cardio I have gotten done, or some nice clubbing from home from these DJs. And I'll write a list of some more. And please, in the comments, share some of your some of the people you recommend we follow, and so we can all stay connected and enjoy each other. Make sure you see anybody that happens to post their Instagram, follow each other. Let's stay in touch. Let's stay committed to making this a community, that the ESpot's for everyone. And feel free to make as many comments as you like, because I will come back and try to reply back, or you can hit me up on Instagram at @TheRealCamilleCower. I'm on Twitter at CKOnAir1, and you can also get me on Facebook at @TheRealCamilleCower as well. All right, thanks again for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and don't forget, I'll be back at 1 o'clock with my next guest, which is Rose Bianco. Thank you so much for joining.